was almost reenacting the whole scene there.
All right, here we are at Imaginary Wars on Thursday, and we're playing 1,000 points of Dystopian Wars. We have Curtis, my worthy adversary, with his Russians, and I'm taking 1,000 points of Covenant. Curtis, you want to take me through your force here?
Okay, so I have, I need to look up the name.
No
2
problem.
Michigan bombers.
Yep.
I have some of the frigates with the mortars. I have a Bordino battleship with Mimic generator. Dreadnought with Mimic generator. Fighters. More small ships with the mortars. I have some gunships and a cruiser and some more fighters.
All right, cool. Over on the Covenant side, I have, 5 Thales. I've got an Epicurious Sky Fortress with bombers and a recon. We have fighters, Callimachus Orb that's going to get towed by the battleship, who also has a naval attachment of a Fresnel and a Galen. And then over here on the left, we've got 5 Plutarch destroyers and 3 Plato cruisers with inventive scientists. All right, tune in after turn 1. All right, turn 1 recap. So we rolled off for initiative. The Covenant ended up getting it, so we had to move first. Basically, we did the usual thing in turn 1, which is you move up your fighter screen, basically position myself to hopefully take out these fighters, and then thereby gaining air superiority. We move the Thales off to the side here, hopefully so that we can get a bit of a flank and a finisher. The Epicurious dropped out of Obscurement and did try to fire at the gunships here, but wasn't able to beat their critical. They are tough. He also fired off broadsides. Yeah, well, still though. Fired off broadsides, did do a damage to the bumper boats. The Aristotle and his escorts here, he basically unsubmerged, was able to start towing the Callimachus Orb, and they moved up. The Fresnel got lucky and charged his generator to hold for next turn, and the Callimachus Orb dropped a half AD, basically a blob here. And the Platos and Plutarchs just moved up their minimum distance, basically waiting it out. What happened over here?
Let's see, bombers moved up when obscured. Bumper boats are acting as screening for the Bordino.
Yeah.
The battleship didn't get its Sturginium boost, so it didn't clear the island. Fighters moved up. These guys got Sturginium, did general advance. Bumper boats got picked on. They were trying to hide, but the airplane saw them, and those guys did general advance. So Russians just slow advance forwards.
Yep.
That's about it.
All right, turn in after turn 2. All right, turn 2 recap. You want to start first?
Okay, so what happened this turn? This flank moved up and was out of range and basically on my range band 2.
Yep.
Battleship failed Sturginium again, so it's just chugging along.
Yep.
Fighters over here moved up. These guys moved up, put some shots into the Epicurious.
Yep.
So 1 point of damage when he's obscured. These guys moved up, hit the Epicurious for 2 points.
Yep.
They're double volleys. All the fighters over here killed each other.
Yeah, we had a giant dogfight.
And that was Russian section.
Cool. So for Covenant side, basically I whipped the Thales up around here for the flank. I did attempt to do a bombing run with the remaining bombers, but Curtis got some really good ACAC dice, so they dumped out. And then, I forgot to move these guys, but that's fine. And then that did free up the Epicurus to dump out 5 fighters, so hopefully we can take out that fighter wing. Epicurus is kind of hurting. What is it? These guys ended up firing off the charger, which went offline. We did nail the ablative armor and did another point of damage on them from combined fire with the Platos, and the Plutarchs just moved up. Alright, turn in after turn 3. Alright, here we are, what was that, turn 3? Alright, turn 3. You want to take us through here?
Okay, so what happened? I rolled boxcars for the activation, so the Russians finally showed their genius.
Yep.
And what did we activate? I activated out these guys first.
Yep.
And they basically took all their turrets and caused a bunch of damage. They double crit one of the cruisers.
Yep.
Which sunk it. They did no damage on the Fresnel, put 2 boxes on the battleship.
Yep.
And that was them. After that, you activated your...
I think it was my fighters, actually,
Yep,
to take on your fighters, which they were fairly ineffective against.
Didn't do well.
Yeah.
I then activated these guys to
Yep.
go pick on the cruisers, so I caused a little bit of damage on the cruisers.
Yep.
You then activated your battleship,
That's correct.
and the battleship put some damage on them, cracking some ablative armor.
Yep.
I activated the frigates here, which moved up, caused damage to the battleship, and derelicted the Epicarius,
Yep.
which was interesting.
Yeah, it's supposed to move too.
He got hit with 11 boarding points after half.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Didn't end well for him.
pretty nasty.
You activated your Plutarch destroyers and destroyed all the frigates that were here.
Yep.
And then I activated my battleship, which threw 18 dice at the Fresno, and you rolled a whole string of sixes, and
Yeah, I
think
got
you got like
super
10
lucky.
shield
Yeah, it was something
absorptions or some
redonkulous.
crazy thing.
Yeah.
So there's no damage there. What else did you do? You activated your Kalimax Orb.
Yep.
Teleported the battleship
here, right there. At which
I
point the
activated
dreadnought.
the Dreadnought, which gave it like 30 dice and firepower, range band 2.
Yeah,
so
eviscerated it.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. I activated my bombers, which didn't do anything,
Yep.
and that was me.
Yeah, then I think I just fired off these guys over here. I think I did a point of damage.
You did a
Is that
point of
right?
damage to each.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And there you go. That was turn 3.
Okay, I need to repair.
All right, turn 4, end game. So what happened here was, what was it? Russians got first turn, right?
Yep, with radio and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Russians played Radio Intercept. I played Broken Code, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, which allowed me to kill a Furious Assault or something like that. I
I
think.
had a mitt full of turn cards.
Yeah.
Veteran gunners.
It was. Oh yeah, that was it. The veteran gunners. Anyhow, so what happened here was the cruisers did go first. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So cruisers went up first. They ended up colliding with the escort. And then boarding the Fresnel here and derelicting it, and then they also fired at a Plato here, and they took it out and they sunk it. Next, I moved up my Plutarchs and then fired back into the cruisers. I managed to take out one and then do 3 points of damage on the back guy. And then next that happened was you moved up your dinghies.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah, dinghies moved up. They shot at the orb.
17 dice in the orb, man.
Yeah, and didn't do a single point of damage. Got really lucky, but then they ended up boarding the last Plato and prizing it, which bumped him over the 70%. All right. So, how did you like your force here? Was it good?
I think my force did relatively well. My
I think so, too.
All-stars of this were I would say were my dinghies. They
Yeah, your
were
dinghies rocked.
ridiculous. The cruisers did what they did and took on a whole bunch of fire.
Yep.
My big guys, basically, you almost didn't shoot at them at all.
Well, yeah, because they never really got there, which was my objective, actually. I had to kill all the larges, and I so did not.
Yeah, they just kind of floated around and they killed the battleship with 3 hits. And other than that, yeah, it was the small stuff. My flyers did nothing.
Yeah.
The bombers just kind of floated around. And, yeah, so I'm unsure about them. I think I'm gonna replace them
Your
with-
bombers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a while. They're end game.
I think, yeah, with a hard shell for 12 dice,
Yeah.
kill a ship, and I think I'm gonna get the large flyers for them.
Cool.
Augusta or whatever.
Right on. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys, and more battle reports to come.